Okay, so here I am outlining my chicken, Rod Stewart. It's actually a rooster. So I go in with this blue color first. I'm just kind of adding in any dark areas. I like to start with, I don't know, I'm trying to get a little funky with my paintings because they always end up looking a little hyper realistic, but I start out trying to be I don't know, a little crazy. So I'm starting with this blue. The color of the actual chicken is black and white. So instead of using black, I'm using blue. And I'm just kind of sketching it out with my paintbrush. And I like to go in the direction that the feathers are going. So I kind of think like nature as I'm doing this. I use nature as my inspiration. How does nature work? How does it move? So I kind of move my brush in the direction that the feathers are going. In that part I almost drank my paint water. If you haven't drank your paint water before, are you a real artist? I don't know. So gotta be careful when you have your water and your paint water in the same area. So there's the picture of my chicken. That was Rod Stewart. That was the reference I'm using. So his feathers are white on the outside, but I decided to go with an orange. I'm always trying to think of like complementary colors. How can I make things pop? And complementary colors are colors that are opposite of each other on the color wheel. So blue and orange are complementary, so that I know that if I add orange to my piece, it's going to make that blue really pop. I kept his little red areas the same, they're red, so I just left those red, and I will brighten those up probably with some pinks. But for this video I really just did kind of an outline, the colors. I'll start playing with things. There I am mixing colors. And like I said, this started out as a live video, but the audio was horrible. So there's his beak. I know his beak started looking really phallic at first, but I'm fixing it, okay? So now I'm kind of outlining some areas in the black. I'm tying black in now. So like I said, his feathers are black, but I started with that blue undertone, and I get a little crazy with the black, and then I'll bring in the blues. But acrylic paints are all about layering. So layer, layer, layer. Once you think you have, oh, I know his eyes get really creepy looking, but that's okay. That whole area is black, and I'm going to pop in his eyes. I like to start background first, work my way up, and I'm sure I'm adjusting the lighting there. So my students are probably thinking, oh my gosh, she did not paint her background first. You can see I used a grid to draw out my rooster. I just like things to be precise, and a grid really helps me do that. So nothing wrong with using a grid. I love using a grid. So yeah, here I am tying in the black and the blue. I think I've got a little black-blue mix going on. I really like to layer acrylics while they're still wet on the canvas. So acrylics dry pretty fast. So you want to either let them dry if you're trying to layer them, which makes them different than oils. Oil paints, you can't really layer them while they're wet. I mean, you can, but they'll just kind of all mix together. So acrylics are better for, I think, in my personal opinion, better for kind of layering things. They can be really fun. Oils are more hyper-realistic to me, but like I said, my style, I usually always end up getting a little hyper-realistic. I'm really going in on this beak. Just adding some highlights. And I know this rooster looks totally crazy right now, but I also tell my students, trust the process. So even though he's looking crazy, you can see that just by adding these little highlights, he's starting to come together. I'm adding the eyes in. So he's getting there, and I'm going to trust the process. So I can't wait to show you this piece once it's done, and I'll keep posting my progress on this just so you know I'm not cheating. I'm trying to hold myself accountable by posting these live videos so that I know I have to paint, I have to get to work. So here I am just adding in some more blacks, and he's eventually going to come together and look really awesome. I kind of like the orange as it is, but we'll see where this goes. And I will post a part 2 soon. But here I'm just kind of adding highlights, and that's what you do. You just build up, dark to light, back and forth, build it up. Now I'm getting into the blue again. So I'm like, oh, I don't like the black, I'm going to add some more blue. So it is an evolution, takes time, but I can't wait to see the end results. And there I am adding some highlights in his feathers. And I can't wait to get to the details, because once you have this base layer, that's when the fun really starts, and you can start adding highlights and details, and that's where it really all comes together. So there you go. That is my chicken, Rod Stewart, looking crazy with that orange and blue hair.